You see, most of the people just think that being used is somebody sleeping with you and running away. No. Think about time, think about resources, think about engagement, think about commitment, and also think about the investments that you've put in a relationship. And being used doesn't even talk about the gender. There are men using women out there. There are women using men out there. So what is the solution? How do you avoid being used when you start a relationship? The first important thing that you have to do as a human being is to understand and know your worth. You know the boundaries that no one can cross. I've talked about this. The moment you see a crowd whispering every time behind you, you're a woman, you're walking on road, and somebody's whispering at your back, you've got to ask yourself questions. What is your worth? Because you see, a woman who has decided to display her worth don't just attract anyone. They attract people who would respect them, people who would take time and think on how to approach them. It means you understand your worth. It doesn't, mean that you are trying to show an expensive kind of a human being, but how respectable are you in front of the people you are passing through? This is what tells your worth. Which group do you associate with? And how do people approach you to have an association with you? Do you understand your worth? Number 2, a lot of people fall in love with possibilities. Some people call it potential. In other words, you're falling in love with somebody because in back of your mind, you are seeing this person becoming something in the future. What never rings into the mind of such kind of a person is what that person really is in the moment. You see, somebody might look brilliant, might look a good person that is growing to become a famous person or maybe a future leader, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are leaders at the moment. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are the people you want at the moment. And that's why you might be falling in love with the future of that person and not the real person at the moment. It is a little bit complicated, but I want you to understand this. You can figure out somebody who looks prominent in the future, whose future looks so bright. It is okay to feel like his future or her future is going to look bright. But you see, if that is the intention for you falling in love with them, you're going to break. Because these people at this moment, they might be struggling something that you don't know. They might be going through something that you don't understand. And in the eyes of everybody, people see the success part of it, and people don't understand what these people go through, what they have in their lives, the problems they face, the things that are behind the scene that people don't understand. So most of the people, including you, see the results, see the success in them, which determines their future. But what are you looking for? Are you looking to fall in love with someone's success, or you're looking to fall in love with him as a person? Number 3, how many times do you stop by and do checks on the red flags of the people you're dating or people you intend to date? Most often, red flags will show up in a relationship, but you know what we do? We always say, that is just, it's a small thing, I can deal with it. But the truth is, the earlier you take care of the red flags, the better in any relationship. It helps you not to get used. Because you see, you get used not just because somebody slept with you. You get used because of wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources on someone who is not going to take you anywhere. This is being used. They used your time. They occupied most of your time and most of the opportunities that you might have gotten somebody who was very important and somebody who might have been better than them. And we call it a waste of time. And that is what we call being used. You see, most of the people just think that being used is somebody sleeping with you and running away. No. Think about time. Think about resources. think about engagement, think about commitment, and also think about the investments that you've put in a relationship that will never work for you. The fourth point is we all have to understand when to let go. You know, not every relationship will work as we want. And being in a position to understand when to let go is the best thing that you can do for yourself. There are some times that a relationship is not working well. And you can find a coach, you can find people, friends, you can find opinion from different groups of people. But when you feel that this relationship is not working for me and this is the time that I have to let it go, let it go. It will pain you. It will not be easy. You will struggle. But at the end of it all, you will realize that letting it go gave you the most peace that you needed in your life than if you had got stuck around trying to make everything work. Last point that is also very important is, do you understand what is called patterns and apologies? We have these people in our lives who will do some things that we don't believe in. They will always mess up in a relationship and they will always come back to ask for forgiveness. They will apologize, they will be sweet. But after being sweet and after you accepting the apology, they tend to repeat that again. Their patterns is a pattern of doing wrong things and coming back to ask for forgiveness. What do? Do you believe that they are kind? Do you believe that they are people who understand their mistakes? Or you believe the pattern of them repeating the same mistakes again and again? What are you going to believe here? The best thing to believe is the patterns. Don't believe the kindness. Don't believe the apologies. Don't believe how good they are and how generous they are when it comes to owning up to their mistakes. Believe the patterns of doing these mistakes again and again.